everybody, my name is Krishna and you're watching my channel Krishna Singhdeo. So today we are meeting here for class 12 students and the chapter which we are doing is issue of shares. We have done couple of classes before this. If you have missed watching the previous videos, please do watch them through the playlist. So today we are going to do some questions of reissue and forfeiture of shares. In the previous two classes, we had understood the concept of forfeiture and reissue of shares in detail. We had learned how to pass the journal entries for that. The practical aspect for these kind of questions was left. So today we are going to practice one question of issue of shares, again means forfeiture and reissue of shares. So let's get started. Here is the question today which we are going to do. This is a question where they have given you 3-4 cases where we have to pass journal entries only for the forfeiture and reissue of shares. In the previous classes, we have already solved the kind of questions where the money is taken into lump sum and the money is taken into various calls like application, allotment, etc. So we have already done enough practice. I do not want to go back on that concept and give less time to this. I wanted to focus fully on the reissue and forfeiture entries. That is why I have picked up this kind of question where we will be doing only reissue and forfeiture entries. So from where are you going to get this question? You will get this question on my app Krishna's Classes under free study resources. This question will be shared with you and today we are solving this. So strongly recommending that you all take pen and paper and sit with me to solve this question so that along with me you are also solving the question and you are knowing that where are the mistake prone areas. Let's get started. So the question says pass journal entries for forfeiture and reissue of the following in the following cases. Case number 1 is being given to us that A Limited forfeited 100 shares of rupees 110 each fully called up for non-payment of first call of rupees 3 per share and final call of rupees 3 per share. Means two calls are not being paid by the shareholder, that is rupees 3 per share and rupees 3 per share. Means total 6 rupees is not being paid by the shareholder, means the shareholder has paid rupees 6. This kind of step by step reading is very important because here only you will have to understand and decide that where will you put what amount. Like by reading till here only I can understand that 6 rupees has to go to calls and arrears and remaining 4 rupees 10 minus 6 remaining 4 rupees has to go to share forfeiture. All these shares were reissued as fully paid up for rupees 10 per share. So let us pass the entries for this first part. I am not making the format, assuming that you all know how to make the format. So I will simply go to the entries. So forfeiture entry will be passed first. So whenever we pass share forfeiture entry, share capital account is always debit. And on the credit side, we write two things, to calls in arrears and to share forfeiture, where when we write share forfeiture, we write the amount of money which we have received from the shareholder. In this case, shareholder has not paid 6 rupees, means 4 rupees is being paid by the shareholder. So we will write over here 600 rupees. Here we are going to write 400 rupees and over here we will multiply with the money called up and the money called up is all 10 rupees, means 1000 rupees. This is simple forfeiture entry. In this question there was no security premium also. So 1000 rupees was called from the shareholder. Shareholder paid 600 rupees and 400 rupees is not, shareholder paid 400 rupees and 600 rupees is not being paid by the shareholder. Now in the second entry we will pass the forfeiture entry. What is forfeiture entry? Forfeiture entry is bank account debit. I have written by mistake share. It is bank account debit. We have issued these shares to share capital. And let us see for how much amount these shares are being reissued. So these shares are being reissued as fully paid for rupees 10 per share. Means all the shares are being reissued for rupees 10 each. So you are going to write 100 multiplied by 10. 1000 rupees is received by the company again on reissue. Means all the amount which was there in the share forfeiture, this 400 rupees this 400 rupees is already there. There is no use of this. We have not utilized and this will be considered as a profit for company or capital gain. So this entire amount of share forfeiture will be transferred to capital reserve, and here in this question there is no partial reissue also. All the shares are being reissued. That is why we will transfer the entire amount from here to capital reserve. What is capital reserve? Capital reserve is the gain on reissue of share by the company. Company has gained all the amount which was forfeited from the previous shareholder, because while reissuing these shares, company did not give any kind of discount. So this is how we are going to pass the entries. Altogether 3 entries are going to be there in each case. So we have solved the first case. Now let us go to the next case and see what are the entries in the next case. The next case says, case number B Limited forfeited 400 shares of rupees 10 each, fully called up for non-payment of final call of rupees 3 per share. 300 of these shares were reissued at rupees 78 has fully paid up for rupees, it should have been rupees 8 per share. Okay, for let me just check, this seems to be some mistake. 300 as fully paid up for rupees 8 per share. Yes, there is a mistake. As fully paid up for rupees 8 per share. This is what this particular part is not there. So these shares are being reissued, but not all 400 shares. 300 shares are being reissued at rupees 8 per share as fully paid up. Whenever we say as fully paid up, whenever the question says as fully paid up, means on the credit side under share capital you will be writing 10 rupees. You will multiply 300 into 10, and in the bank column you are going to write 8 multiplied by the number of shares. So let us do the entry for this. The entry is for case 2. The entry is bank account debit. Sorry, again I have written bank. It's not bank. This is equity share capital. The first entry is going to be of share forfeiture. Bank equity share capital account debit. 2 call scenarios. Entry is always going to be same. Just you have to be careful while writing the figure. On the credit side, there are 2 things going to come to share forfeiture account and to calls in arrears. Calls in arrears, the amount which the shareholder did not pay, and under share forfeiture, the amount which is being paid by shareholder. So if you look over here, 3 rupees is not being paid by the shareholder. If 3 rupees is not being paid by the shareholder, means he has paid the 7 rupees. So 400 multiplied by 10, which is the called up value on the share, I'm going to write in front of number of in front of equity share capital. So this is 4,000, whereas here I'm going to write the amount paid. Amount paid is 7 rupees per share, so 2800 is being paid, and amount not paid is 400 multiplied by 3, 2100. Okay, so like this. Sorry, I have written 21. It is 1200, not 21. It is 1200 rupees. So this is our forfeiture entry. Now the next entry which we are going to do is our share reissue of shares. So for reissue of share, the entry will be bank account debit. This time the shares are reissued for rupees 8 per share as fully paid up. So I will have to take the 2 rupee discount from share forfeiture account, for which I am going to write over here share forfeiture account will be debited, and on the credit side obviously equity share capital is going to come to equity share capital. Here I am going to write 300. Remember 300 shares are being reissued. 300 multiplied by 10, which is 3000, and here I am going to write 300 multiplied by 8, which is 2400, means 2 rupees discount is given on each share, and this is amounting to 600 rupees discount is being given. Now the third entry will remain same. There is no difference in the entry, but only the amount is going to be different. So first we'll write down the entry and then calculate the amount, and here you have to be careful. The entry for transferring the balance of share forfeiture to capital reserve is going to be share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve. And how much amount? Let us see. For 400 shares, amount for forfeiture in respect of 400 shares was this amount, 600 rupees. Okay, 600 rupees was given by the shareholder. Sorry, not 600 rupees. This for 2800 rupees. 2800 rupees was given by shareholder. So 2800 rupees was available. We'll write over here 2800. So in respect of 300 share, how much amount is available? We'll have to take it out by unitary method. 2800 into 300 divided by 400. So we can say 3/4 of 2800, and 3/4 of 2800 is 2100. So 2100 was available in respect of 300 share. From here we are going to deduct the amount utilized for discount. Utilization for discount was 600 rupees. From where did I get this 600 rupees? Over here, this 600 rupees was utilized. So this 600 rupees we are going to deduct from here. So how much is left? 2100 minus 600, we are left with 1500 rupees, and this is the capital reserve, or we can say the amount of profit which we have made while issuing these shares again. So this 1500 rupees will go. Now question arises, why we did not do 2800 minus 600? Because if we do 2800 minus 600, it means we are not leaving anything for the 100 shares which are still remaining to be reissued. So we can't do this. We will have to show this calculation as a part of your working note. So always remember that this part you are going to show as a part of your working note, and then you are going to write down the remaining part over here. So 1500 rupees is the profit while reissuing these 300 shares, which we'll have to write. I hope you are getting it, students, and you are solving along with me. Let us go for the third part of the question. The third part of the question is again the question of reissue. Here what is written? C Limited forfeited 700 shares of rupees 100 each, fully called up, on which the holder has paid application money at the rate of rupees 3 each and allotment money of rupees 2 per share. Means altogether 5 rupees is paid by the shareholder and 5 is not paid. So while reading only, I will understand that this 4 rupees has to go to calls in arrears account, and remaining 5 rupees has to go to calls in arrears, means 50%, and remaining has to go to share forfeiture account. Okay, out of these 300 shares were reissued as fully paid up for rupees 7 per share. This time also we are giving them at discount 7 rupees per share, means there is 3 rupees discount offered by the company on reissue of this share, and number of shares are 700 over here. So let us do this. 700 shares we are forfeiting. So the first entry which we have to pass is the forfeiture entry. Always we will follow the sequence. First entry is going to be share forfeiture entry, second entry is going to be reissue entry, and the third entry is going to be the transfer to capital reserve entry. So my first entry is equity share capital account debit to calls in arrears and to share forfeiture. Here I am going to write 700 multiplied by 10. The amount which he has paid and the amount which he hasn't paid is same, because he has paid 50%. So 7 multiplied by 10, 7000 is coming over here. Here 7 5s are 3500 and 3500. Then we reissued 300 shares at rupees 7 per share. So the entry is going to be bank account debit, share forfeiture account debit to equity share capital, and the shares are issued at rupees 7 per share. So here I am as fully paid. So here I am going to write 300 multiplied by 10, which is 3000 rupees. We are going to write over here 300 multiplied by 7 rupees per share, means 2100 rupees. 3's discount is given, 300 multiplied by 3, and 900 we are going to write over here. Now again we have to do the calculation of how much amount is available in respect of these shares in our share forfeiture account. For that we will have to do the working. Before that we will pass the entry and just leave it. Amounts we will come and fill later. So I am going to write down the last entry, which is share forfeiture account debit. Share forfeiture account is debited, means this balance is getting closed by this much amount, but the balance in share forfeiture account in this question will be left, because there are some number of shares which are still left to be reissued. We had forfeited 700 shares, and out of those 700 shares we have reissued only 300 shares. So capital reserve account is getting credited with what amount? In respect of our 700 shares, we had How much amount available? This amount, 3500. So 3500 in respect of this shares. So for 300 shares, how much amount would be available? It is 3500 into 300 divided by 700. So 3500 into 3 by 7, if I do, 1500 is the amount available. From here, the amount which is being utilized is 900, I guess. Yes, 900 rupees is being utilized. So I will deduct this 900 and the remaining part is 600. 600 is the capital reserve or the profit made by the company. This you will have to show like this, and then you are going to write down the amount that 600 in respect of 300 share is transferred to capital reserve or the profit made by the company on these shares. Now let us go to the next part. We are doing each part by passing the three different entries. First entry of share forfeiture, second entry of reissue, and the third entry is the profit made by the company out of issuing the share, which is capital reserve, transferred to capital reserve. So here let us see what is the next case. The next case is this, and this is our last case. Delimited forfeited 1000 shares of rupees 10 each, fully called up, on which the holder has paid only the application money of rupees 3 per share. Means this time 7 rupees is not being paid by the shareholder, only 3 rupees is being paid, and out of this 600 shares were reissued at rupees 10.5 per share as fully paid up. Means we have reissued the shares at more price, means at premium. First of all, we are going to pass the journal entry for forfeiture of shares. So for I will pass the entry here besides this, so that I don't have to, I'm going down only because it is somehow troubling me. So my first entry is going to be for forfeiture. I'm going to pass the entry equity share capital account debit. Always share capital is debited, equity share capital account will be debited. On the credit side, the same two things are going to come: equity share forfeiture, I could have avoided writing share equity account over here, equity name over here, but it's okay even if I have written two calls in arrears. Okay, so this time we have forfeited 1000 shares of rupees 10 each. 1000 multiplied by 10 is 10,000, on which shareholder had paid only the application money of rupees 3 per share. So he has paid 3000 rupees and he hasn't paid 7 rupees per share, which will go to calls in arrears. Then out of these we have reissued 600 shares. So for reissue, the entry which will pass is bank account debit to equity share capital, and this time one more additional thing is coming, equity share capital. Along with that, we will be writing share premium, because we have issued the shares at premium, securities premium. So we have issued these shares for rupees 10.5, 1000 multiplied by 10.50, and 1000 multiplied by 10 will go over here, and 1000 into 0.50 will come over here. So 1000 multiplied by 10.50, I'm going to write over here 10,500, and here we are going to write 10,000, and here we are writing 500. So we have issued, oh just wait a minute, I think I made a mistake. We had not issued all the shares, reissued not all the share, oh just 600 shares were reissued, sorry. So we will make the changes over here. This is not this amount, sorry, let me change the amounts. So this is 600 multiplied by 10.50, here 600 multiplied by 10, and here 600 multiplied by 0.50. So 600 multiplied by 10.5 is 6300, here it is 6000, and here it is 300. Now we will have to pass the last entry. What is last entry? Last entry is transferring the balance in share forfeiture to capital reserve. So entry is share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve, And this is, we'll have to calculate, for 1000 shares we had balance in share forfeiture account as rupees 3000. So for 600 share, this is 3000 multiplied by 600 divided by 1000, which is 1800 rupees, and out of 1800 the amount utilized is nothing. We haven't utilized anything because we have issued this share at premium. So whole 1800 rupees is a capital gain or will be transferred to capital reserve by the company. So this is all. I hope students you have understood this. These kind of questions are very good for understanding the concept of share forfeiture and reissue. You must try. You will find in your books that these kind of questions are given. Please do try these kind of questions, and if you're getting stuck anywhere, do write in the comment section. I will definitely help you in solving your doubts. So that's all for today. We have practiced one good question of reissue of shares and forfeiture of shares. We will be meeting in the coming classes and doing some more concept. Till then, just stay connected with us, and if you have not yet subscribed the channel, do subscribe. Bye and have a great day.